Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. This week's game recommendation is a game known as Ninja Spirits. As far as I know, this was a Japanese only release for the Gameboy DMG, and it was known in Japan as Saigo no Nindou. This is a fantastic game. I touched on this on the arcade, but I mainly played this on the PC Engine, but the Game Boy version is fantastic. It is very true to the original arcade and retains many of its features. Guys, when you start the game, you have got the Game Boy and arcade mode. I strongly recommend you pick the Game Boy mode because in the arcade you died quickly, but on the Game Boy version you've got health points, well, which give you some energy. Straight away you'll notice you've got a variety of weapons, so press the select button to change them. You've got the sword, the bombs, the ninja stars, and it's kind of like anchor, kind of grappling hook kind of weapon. Now I always liked this grappling hook weapon. I'm not sure if it was the best one, but it was definitely one that was a lot of fun. Now if you remember, when we had our Game Boys, and let's say that was our main console, and there were games out for the SNES, there were games out in the arcade, and when we got a Game Boy version, often the games really weren't that good. But honestly, Ninja Spirit, this was not the case. The game really delivers. It's as close as it can be to the arcade version or the PC Engine version. The only downside is due to the technical limitations. Things that aren't done in here, I guess it's because the Game Boy just can't do them. But what it does do, it does really well. Everything is pretty much in there. The enemies are in there, the bosses are in there, the extra like options, like we call them in Nemesis, your extra character, your shadow character is there. Now if you remember, this is the first midway boss where all the ninjas jump out the well, and it is there just like I remember in the PC Engine version. I always refer to the PC Engine more because that's what I played more than I played the arcade version, but from what I understand, the PC Engine version was identical, or at least very similar to the arcade version. This was the first boss fight, and guys, this boss fight was epic. Seeing this on the PC Engine, or even now on the Game Boy, it gave me goosebumps back in the day. Now the Game Boy version isn't something that I played back when I had a Game Boy. This is just something that I found by accident, and something I was very glad to find by accident. I don't even know how I came across it. I think it might have been a Reddit thread where someone showed a picture of this running on the Analogue Pocket, and I was like, wow, I have to try this. And I went and found the game. I looked at my ROM sets. It's not called Ninja Spirit. Make sure you look for it under the Japanese name, Saigo no Nindou, if you have a full Japanese ROM set. If not, grab this game wherever you want. I'm not sure how much the car is. Retro games seem to be expensive, but guys, this game is so good. When you start the second stage, you notice straight away you're in that kind of forest stage, and right near the beginning you've got that bridge, and you start getting those crazy kind of wolves going at you, which again is just very true to the other versions of this game. Like, I can't compliment this game enough, and there's some parts of it, or one part in particular, that is better. If you ever remember this game, there was one part in there where you had to drop down, you had a vertical drop, and there was loads of ninjas down there holding their sword up, and you had to navigate through there. It was killer. I never passed it on the PC Engine. To this day I can't get past it. I actually had to watch a long play video to see if it was even possible. Well, in the Game Boy, maybe due to the technical limitations, there's only like 2 or 3 ninjas, and you can get them past easily. You can just go to the left of the screen and go down there. I haven't got a video of it because I was playing it on my Analogue Pocket. One thing that I do have to say about this game as well, I always say play your games wherever you want to play your games, whatever works for you. And I still stick by that. However, I have found playing this on the Analogue Pocket with the Analogue Pocket's like response time to the screen, I was doing so much better than when I jumped onto an Android device that I use for filming. So the extra latency that the Android had definitely made me worse at this game, but it may not be worse for you. It might work okay for you. This is just an example where I was like, wow, I really suck at this game. When I played it on my Analogue Pocket, I done really well. Do let me know your thoughts about this below, but I'm quite happy playing on multiple devices, and for filming I use a lot of emulation because it's more convenient to do so, but I definitely had more fun playing this on an FPGA device. And here's the next boss exactly as I remember it in a different versions of this game, but with the charm of the Game Boy DMG. The bosses are there, the bosses are real, they look so good, and this game looks really good on the Game Boy DMG. Also, I'm biased towards the Game Boy DMG. I like that green look screen. It just reminds me of my childhood. The next level is pretty cool, where you can dance on the ceiling, and it's fairly awesome. Again, accurate to how the other versions of this game is. And here you're faced with like an Indiana Jones type of moment where well, the ceiling is caving in on you. You still got ninjas in the way, you attack them and you're trying to run out. It's pretty easily doable though. Can't remember if this bit is super tough in the arcade stroke PC Engine version, but not much difficulty getting out of this. And then you're faced by one of the weirdest bosses I've ever seen in any video game. Well, they're 2 blocks and the object is they try and squash you. And honestly, sometimes they actually do a decent job of doing that. But this is, okay, yeah, this is a boss, and I think, do I get squashed? I can't remember. I filmed it a while ago. Yes, I did get squashed. And the next level can be a little bit annoying because you're having to go all the way up, and if you miss a jump, sometimes you just land all the way on the floor. So there's a little bit of platforming involved here. But when you do get to the top, again, you're faced with a very interesting boss. And the best way I can describe it is, well, a bunch of ninjas attached to a giant kite. This is where my run ended. I couldn't get past this, but I was filming and playing this on an Android. Guys, this game is so much fun. Definitely check it out. Don't sleep on this game. Even if you like the original game, the Game Boy version has its own charm. Definitely check it out. But that's really it for this video. The game recommendation for this week is Ninja Spirit, aka the Japanese name Saigo no Nindou. Share your thoughts about this below, and yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscription and a like is super appreciated. And guys, I'll see you around in the next video. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.